Welcome to The Debate.
Today we're looking at, a really fascinating strategic choice drawn from two central London office listings. One is on Bolton Street in Mayfair, the other on Dean Street in Soho.
Exactly. And these are more than just property details. They represent two fundamentally different philosophies for a business's identity. So the central question for us is this. Does a business gain more strategic advantage from the historical prestige and, frankly, the cost-effectiveness of Mayfair?
Or from the modern amenities, the high-quality refurbishment, and the vibrant lifestyle integration you get in Soho? I'll be arguing that Soho, despite the higher price tag, offers a clear operational and cultural edge.
And I'll be arguing that the Mayfair listing is the superior long-term strategic choice based on its enduring brand equity and simple financial prudence.
Right.
So my position is built on the idea that the Mayfair office provides a kind of strategic value that you just can't buy anywhere else. It's rooted in its history, its location, and it comes with a pretty significant cost advantage. I mean, when a company leases on Bolton Street, they're not just renting an office. They are acquiring an invaluable brand asset. The listing says it plainly: prime Mayfair, prestigious address, and, this is key, a period property that was once associated with Winston Churchill. That historical weight, well, it sends an immediate, universally understood signal of gravitas. No modern refurbishment can replicate that. It's fixed. Beyond that, the connectivity is exceptional. It guarantees excellent links to 4 major tube stations: Piccadilly Circus, Bond Street, Oxford Circus, and Green Park. And of course, we can't ignore the price. All of this comes in at £450 PCM. That makes it the most financially sensible choice for any business that wants a reputational lift without a huge outlay.
I take your point, and it's a compelling frame, this idea of prestige as a fixed asset. But I would argue that asset is becoming, less and less relevant to the actual day-to-day mechanics of a business. For me, the Soho office reflects a much clearer understanding of modern operational needs and, crucially, the employee experience. Strategic advantage today is all about productivity, resilience, and your ability to attract and keep the best people. The Dean Street space is described as newly refurbished to a high standard, and it actually tells you what that means. It guarantees air conditioning, new LED lighting, openable windows, cycle racks, shower facilities.
Right.
These aren't just nice-to-haves, they are operational tools. And the location itself, in the heart of vibrant Soho, is designed for work-life integration. The listing highlights the ecosystem, the first-class eateries, fine dining restaurants, public houses and bars. Accessibility here is hyper-local. Leicester Square and Piccadilly Circus are a 5-minute walk away. Tottenham Court Road is just 7 minutes. You're investing in immediate, tangible, operational quality.
I see the appeal, I do, but let's just challenge that hierarchy of value for a moment. Does the utility of purely modern features, an AC unit, a roof terrace, does that truly outweigh the intangible yet universally recognized asset of prestige, the prestige you get from being in a period property with a global reputation, a legacy tied to someone like Churchill? The Dean Street listing is, it's just open plan and contemporary. It has an industrial touch that, let's be honest, will eventually look dated. The Mayfair address, on the other hand, conveys trust and permanence, instantly, for any business in finance, wealth management, high-end services. That historical branding is effectively free marketing. It's a benefit that never depreciates.
That's the classic argument, but prestige doesn't stop a server from overheating, does it? It doesn't keep your staff productive during a London heat wave. The period property status of Bolton Street, while it sounds romantic, is very often code for, significant infrastructure problems. The listing's silence on air conditioning is, to me, deafening. A business moving into Mayfair might have to immediately budget for a huge capital expenditure to retrofit the place, or just deal with high maintenance on aging systems. And let's not forget about ESG. Features like new LED lighting and high-efficiency AC are marks of a modern, responsible business. The Mayfair listing, it presents a material ESG risk because of potential inefficiency. The history of Mayfair could be a legacy expense. The functionality of Soho is a de-risked investment.
I think we should be careful not to just assume it's an infrastructural liability. Reputable buildings in Mayfair are meticulously maintained precisely because of their value. But okay, let's move beyond the AC unit for a second and talk about talent. You say things like cycle racks and showers provide a measurable return. Is that ROI really significant enough? The Mayfair address offers superior meeting facilities, a proper reception. It caters to a different kind of productivity, high-level client engagement. The address itself attracts a certain caliber of executive talent, people who value the symbolism of the location.
But that assumes all of high-caliber talent subscribes to that same sort of outdated value system. We're seeing a huge shift. A cycle rack and a shower are absolutely a strategic lever for attracting modern talent, especially people who want an active commute. It's an investment in your human capital. Now let's go back to your connectivity point for Mayfair, these excellent links to 4 spread-out stations. What's the real-world value of that spread when Soho offers such immediate concentrated walkability? Dean Street puts 3 major hubs within a 5 to 7 minute radius.
Well, this is where the idea of micro-location is so important. The Soho office clusters transport convenience with an immediate lifestyle ecosystem. Your employees step out of the office and they are instantly in the perfect zone for client lunches, for team events, for post-work networking. In Mayfair, that's all more fractured. You have to walk further to get that same density of amenity.
That's a fair point on microlocation, but I would argue the Mayfair connectivity is actually about redundancy and flexibility, which is a much better strategic asset for business continuity. Being near 4 stations on 4 major lines gives you an incredible safety net. If the Piccadilly line goes down, which it often does, Mayfair gives you immediate access to 3 other high-capacity routes. It minimizes friction for staff and clients across all of London. And from a risk perspective, I'd say that intense reliance on the Soho ecosystem, the nightlife, the theaters, that can be a distraction. It sort of pigeonholes the company into a certain creative niche. Mayfair provides a more universally understood symbol of corporate gravitas that works for any business. It's strategically agnostic.
I think you're misreading the modern purpose of an office. That vibrancy is exactly what attracts high-growth sectors like media and tech. Mayfair's neutrality can easily be read as conventionality, which can stifle innovation. But look, let's get to the heart of it, the cost. You're right to point it out. Soho is £553 PCM, a £103 premium. That's nearly 23% more. So we have to justify that. And for me, that price is buying certainty. It's buying reduced risk. The Mayfair option, while cheaper on rent, forces a potential and potentially huge capital expenditure on the tenant if the place needs upgrades.
But that is a hypothetical risk. We only have the data in the listing, and that data says Mayfair offers the core requirements: 24-hour access, a reception, bright offices, all for $450 PCM. It maximizes capital efficiency. For a startup, preserving that £103 a month or over £1,200 a year, that's crucial capital for payroll or marketing. Sacrificing that for what are ultimately quality of life perks like a roof terrace, it seems like a dangerous trade-off.
But the Soho listing removes that risk. It guarantees a newly refurbished to a high-standard space. The operational savings are immediate. Just take the LED lighting. The Mayfair office might have older lighting, meaning higher electricity bills. The Soho office guarantees new LEDs. They offer up to 80% energy savings. Over a 5-year lease, the reduction in utility bills alone could easily recoup a huge portion of that rent premium. You are buying operational sustainability in Soho. In Mayfair, you're buying a gamble on infrastructure.
I do appreciate that analysis, but it still pivots on the assumption that every business requires these very specific modern amenities. The Mayfair location offers a clean slate, a universally recognized symbol of stability, and proven, redundant access to London's major business districts, all while preserving capital at $450 PCM. For a business where reputation and cost control are paramount, Mayfair's prestigious value proposition is, for me, still unmatched.
And I have to conclude by saying that the contemporary refurbishment, the clear focus on employee wellness with tangible amenities, showers, a roof terrace, cycle racks, and the integration with Soho's vibrant ecosystem, these provide the operational advantages necessary for a modern, high-performance enterprise.
That £553 premium isn't just justified, I'd say it's a necessary investment in a future-proofed workspace that actually prioritizes its people. The Mayfair space is historically significant, certainly. The Soho space is functionally and culturally superior for attracting the next generation.
What this material really illuminates, I think, is that fundamental divide in how a business today defines a strategic asset in central London.
Exactly. The choice rests entirely on whether you prioritize the inchangeable, fixed value of historical prestige and cost efficiency, or if you value tangible, measurable operational performance, wellness, and alignment with modern talent. Both listings offer compelling, yet entirely distinct strategic advantages, and there's clearly a great deal more to explore in the implications of those choices.